Hey YouTube, this is Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we're going to be taking a look at MP-31 Delta Magnus, the Cybertronian Vanguard leader. A little bit different. We're not going to go through a full transformation of him. I kind of wanted to show his color scheme off with Ultra Magnus, and then talk about where he came from, and a little tidbit that maybe not a lot of you out there know about Delta Magnus. So just starting off here, looking at the box, you can see that they did a completely different artwork for the box. I know there's a lot of fans out there that hate when Takara uses a different number, MP-31, for a different color scheme here. So you got MP-22, then you got MP-31. You're like, hey, it's the same figure, it's just a different color. But there's a different story behind him versus him. So that's why I felt like they probably went with a different number altogether. As would they do with a lot of them. But I know that's a minor gripe for a lot of you guys out there. So anyways, looking at this one, like I said, they have different color artwork on the box there. On the back of the boxes, again, different color artwork here for the back. Even just different pictures for the most part. I mean, those are the same looking pictures. Those look the same. Down there shows Spike and Daniel on that one. And on this one, I want to say her name was like Marissa Fairborn, I believe is what her name was. But again, you look at these, they're about the same there. Just different colors and then different vehicles on them as well. Like in this one here and that there. But the same setup there. And then right here, it shows him with the Matrix in his chest. It shows him with the Matrix over there in his hands. Over here, it just shows the different face here. And then an Ultra Magnus face there. And there it shows him with his rifle. And then here it shows him with his rifle as well. There he is shaking hands with Prime. Here he is, looks like Prime is talking to him, and then, you know, up at the top there. So, going to the bottom of the boxes, flip these around, stack one on top of the other here. So right here, this one, the MP Ultra Magnus came with Magnus, came with Spike and Daniel, came with his gun, the 2 extra fists to hold the Matrix, or to make it look like he's holding the Matrix, the Screaming Mouth Magnus, the tech card, and then the instruction booklet. Down here for Delta Magnus, he comes with, let me hold this here, he comes with obviously Delta Magnus, the alternate screaming face for Delta Magnus. Stop sliding their box. And then here, if we look here, there's 2 other faces. Okay, you're gonna keep sliding off to the side there, so you stay right there. Comes with 2 other faces. Let me kind of get in there. That's another Ultra Magnus face here and here. Comes with the black rifle that Marissa Fairborn, I think what her name was, and then the card and the instruction booklet. So these 2 here, these faces were meant for Ultra Magnus, and I believe it was because there were some gripes about the goggles on the original MP Magnus not looking good enough. I guess maybe looking too small. So they released those 2 faces that make the goggles more prominent on him. So let's go ahead and bring in the accessories. So again, here's his rifle. It's the same mold as the rifle we've seen here. The purple one here, but now you got this nice, kind of like a gunmetal gray with a black handle there. So exact same gun, just a different color. And I like this one better than this purple one. I didn't care for the purple one at all. So you got that. Again, you have the instruction booklet here with the card here, showing all the different figures on the back right here. And then here is the Marissa Fairborn character, who again is probably the same size as Spike and Daniel. I have them in the box, actually. I never took them out of the box. They're still in there. So there she is, long hair. So you got her. She can ride inside the cab of Magnus there. And then the faceplates. So the first one is the screaming face with the yellow eyes for Delta Magnus here. Let me see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. So you got that, and then the other 2, again, are just going to be replacements. So you got Screaming Face Ultra Magnus right here, and then you got Regular Face Ultra Magnus. But you can see the eyes are different. They're more prominent. They stick out like that, and they're just larger. And even the color, I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, the color, but these color blue is lighter than his other ones. So we'll show you when we bring these guys in. So you got those that come with it as well. So bringing in Delta Magnus right here, and Ultra Magnus right here. And we can see that again, obviously the exact same figure. The only difference here, I have the KFC hands on my Ultra Magnus here. But aside from that, they're the exact same figure. The only difference is what they come with, and of course the color scheme on them. So, alright, now, Delta Magnus. One thing about him, he was based off of a Diaclone figure back in the day, as a lot of the figures were, but he was based off their, it was a Diaclone powered convoy, if I'm not mistaken, that they recolored later on to become Ultra Magnus there. And for the 1986 movie, there was actually a promo clip that was done, or a promo intro, I guess if you will, that was done for the movie itself. And in that promo vid, they don't actually have this Ultra Magnus, they have this one. They have Delta Magnus in there. So I'm going to put a link in the description below of a YouTube video that kind of shows that, which is really neat. So it shows him in all his colors, just like this on that I guess was later scrapped or moved, and they moved to this Ultra Magnus there in the movie. So kind of cool. Not a lot of fans out there know that about Delta Magnus there. And so that's probably it with the Generation 1 as far as that goes. I know he was in the Dreamway comic Generation 1 continuity, as also the IDW Generation 1 continuity is where he is more prominent at. So you can kind of look into that. It's really neat. They're two independent. They, you know, as far as the Dreamwave and the I think the IDW one, they actually kind of work together at times. So they are two completely separate bots. And also, as it says there, he's the city commander and he's the Vanguard leader. So, anyways, enough about that. Just looking at the color schemes here, we all know Ultra Magnus, red, white, blue, and then Delta Magnus. And let me kind of scoot down here a little bit. Delta Magnus has more of the black, red, silver, yellow, and blue paint schemes onto him, which that's a really good looking paint scheme. I do like the black and the reds and the blues mixed together. It reminds me of, who else? This guy right here. That's who that kind of reminds me of, just the color scheme. So it is really neat. I like it. It looks cool. And speaking of that, so when we take Magnus's face off here, because we're going to show the other mask, we see like a Ultra Magnus face there without the mask. When we take his off, that kind of looks like somebody we know, almost. So, I think that's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so we'll put his face back on. Now let's show the extra Ultra Magnus faces that come with it, that you can swap out if you want. Let's pull Prime off to the side here. So let's go with just a regular face here. And you can see the difference in the faces. So let's pop this off. Let's kind of get into there. So again, if we look at them, well, no, regular face, not screaming face. There we go. Alright, if we look at these two here, let me make sure we're good here, yeah. You can see the difference in the eyes. Obviously these eyes here are just kind of almost just painted on, a little bit sunken in, whereas these are popped out almost 3D like right there. So you can see the goggles are just a lot bigger. I keep dropping it. The goggles are a lot bigger on this one than they are on the one that came with the Ultra Magnus toy. And then, I don't know, again, how it's picking up here. I say lighter blue. It's a different color blue. Maybe lighter blue is not the right color, because you can see these look lighter here than these. But it's a different color blue than these are here. So either way, we'll pop him on. That way we can see what it looks like with this face on. Or with the new mask. So there he is right there. And it does give him... Let's kind of get there. It does give him bigger goggles than it does if you were to have on the regular one. So... if that's what you'd like to have, there you go. That'll come with those right there themselves. So do you need a different colored Ultra Magnus, if you will, in Delta Magnus? That's completely up to you whether or not you need one or not. I think because the Ultra Magnus mold is really neat, aside from the butt flap, I think he's worth it. He's worth the pickup because, like I said, he's a different one. And then it's cool knowing that he was actually drawn into the original '86 movie before he was, I guess, scrapped on that. So that's really neat. I do like the colors on him. The blues are darker. This blue is darker than this blue here as well. So the blues are darker on him. Looking at him from the back side there, again, that's different. So he feels like a different figure altogether, even though he looks the same. But I do like the colors on it. It's really neat. So I'm going to take a quick pause. We're going to transform both of them, and when we come back, they're going to be inside their carrier mode, and this we can look at the color scheme on them then. Okay, be right back. And so real quick, before I actually finish transforming him, the one thing that I really liked about Ultra Magnus, and I never did a review on him when he came out, and so now I got the chance to put him on here. The one thing I really liked about him is that you can separate him and give him just his shell of a body, kind of the way the old G1 toy was when you're transforming him. Because obviously this piece here, which is essentially Ultra Magnus, let's get back here, that just slides in right on top here, like so, and then it connects and everything, so you can pop that off while mid-transformation and have that shell, which I thought was really neat. I always liked that part about the Ultra Magnus toy, is that you could transform it with the cab on or with the cab off and just get all this. So I thought, again, for me, that was really neat. So anyway, just want to throw my 2 cents in about that. Be right back. Okay, and I'm back. And as you can tell, I had to move those boxes out of the way so I can get these two guys pushed back, so that way I can try and fit them on the screen here. I know they're a little bit still off, but you know, there's large. There's 2 of them that are large carriers, so they're going to be off on there. But just looking at them, again, obviously the exact same figure, the exact same mold. The only differences, again, are the colors. I do like these colors a lot. I really do like the blue. This blue is a different color than this blue, it looks like to me. And I do just like the blue altogether. I think the blue with the black and the red works really well together. And then the silver too. You know, we look here, this is red, white, and then here it's silver, silver, silver. The one thing that I really like on Delta Magnus is how you really can't see these screws and these screw holes here that you can over here on Ultra Magnus, just because this is white. And so that looks really good. Another thing that I like is I do like his chrome bumper instead of Ultra Magnus's red bumper. And I know this is cartoon accurate, but even as a kid in the cartoon when I watched it, I was always thinking, why does he have a red bumper? It should be silver. I said it back in the day was silver, but obviously now as an adult I know that's chrome. So I think that looks better. And I wish they could have given us an option to make that into chrome if we wanted to. I know there's a sticker that we can put on there, but still, I really don't sticker up my toys all that much. Again, I just like this color scheme here. I do like I said, I do like how that's a silver background there on the Autobot logo instead of the white. It just works with that figure. So let me know in the comments below, did you know who Delta Magnus was? And did you know, even if you knew who he was or where he came from, did you know that he was supposed to be drawn in or was drawn in for that little clip in the '86 movie? Obviously, if you're a Diaclone fan, you're going to want to pick him up. If you're not a Diaclone fan, you're just, you know, a G1 fan without Diaclone, do you need him in your collection? That's completely up to you. I think because they are 2 separate characters, it's something that, you know, you might want to think about. Again, I think it just looks cool. The color scheme, I think, works phenomenally. Let me move this over just a little bit again. Just to show him that I think that color scheme looks really good for him there. Just beautiful, beautiful figure. So, again, this is Jack with Toy Dojo. I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can order Delta Magnus from. And until next time, as always, stay safe.